to the A to Z Stitch series. Okay, real original name, I know. How about Alphabet Stitch for the Crocheter's Soul? Like the book. Little mouthy? Maybe the Stitch List, A to Z. I'm working on it. Let me know what you guys think. But anyway, every week I'm going to be trying a new crochet stitch, starting with A and working my way through the alphabet. I'll be rotating through these 5 colors, and I'll use this little spinner wheel to randomly decide what small project I'll make with each stitch. And then I'll give you a tutorial for the stitch and project, and at the end, I'll rate the stitch out of 5 in a few fun categories. By the end of this series, we'll have 26 stitches under our belt, 26 little creations, and probably some new favorites. We're starting with A for Alpine, and as you saw in the intro, the wheel is letting me choose. So let's go make a bookmark. Alrighty, so we're gonna start by making a slip knot. And now make any odd number of chains. And this is going to determine how wide our bookmark is. And so I think I'm gonna do 9. I think that is the perfect width for a bookmark, and we are going to be making these from the bottom up. So I love that. And now I'm going to chain 2 for my turning chain. These do not count as a stitch. So this is the front of the chain. We are going to turn it around, and we're going to be working into these back bumps. And we're going to double crochet across the row. And so I'm going to yarn over and skip my 2 turning chains. 1, 2, and I'm going to double crochet into the 3rd chain from my hook. So I'm going to yarn over again, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. And I'm just going to continue double crocheting in every back bump until I reach the end. And that is where I will see you. So I am just finishing up my row. I'm doing my last double crochet. And there we go. That's how it's looking so far. Nice and easy. And so for our next row, we're going to single crochet across. And so we're going to start by chaining 1 for our turning chain, flipping our work around. And we are going to skip our turning chain and insert our hook into the first stitch. We're going to yarn over, pull through, yarn over, and pull through both loops. And that's our first single crochet done. And you are just going to continue that across the row, working 1 single crochet into every stitch. And so I will see you at the end. So I'm finishing up my last single crochet. And in the next row, we're going to be making front post double crochets, which is what gives it that raised, ridged look. And so we're going to start by chaining 2 for our working chain. Again, it does not count as a stitch. And so we are going to work a double crochet into the first stitch. Again, skip your 2 turning chains, insert your hook, and make a double crochet. And so we're going to work all of our front post double crochets into this first row of double crochets. You're going to skip the single crochets. We're going to yarn over, and this is our second stitch of the row. So we're going to skip the first double crochet, and we are going to work our front post double crochet around this second first row double crochet. So start by yarning over, insert your hook between the stitches from the front to the back. Now we can't see our hook. That's how it looks on this side. And you're going to go around the back of the stitch and come out through the front. And now you're going to yarn over, pull it through, and now just make a double crochet as normal. And so now it's this 3D stitch that's popping out, and it kind of looks like a big continuation of this first double crochet. And now we're going to double crochet in the next stitch. And this is the hardest part, and really it's not even that hard. So this is where we worked our first double crochet. this is the one that we just skipped because we worked down here. And so go into the third stitch, insert your hook, oopsies, and make a double crochet. And you're just going to repeat that all the way down the row. You are going to make a front post double crochet around every other stitch, and you're going to make a normal double crochet every other stitch. And so we just did our normal one, which means we're going to skip this one and make a front post double crochet around this one. And now we're going to insert our hook into the next stitch, make a double crochet, and then a front post double crochet, and now a normal double crochet, alrighty, and then a front post double crochet. Oops. Alrighty, and then we're going to make our final normal double crochet. And that is our first row with front post double crochets completed. After every row with front post double crochets, we're going to chain one, turn our work, and make one row of normal single crochets. Super duper easy. So I'm going to finish this row of single crochets and then I will see you at the end. Time for some more front post double crochets. And so now we're going to chain two for our turning chain, turn our work, go ahead and yarn over. And so this time, instead of doing double crochet, front post double crochet, we're going to start this row with a front post double crochet. And so this is our chain two and then our first double crochet. We're going to skip the chain two and we're going to work a front post double crochet around the normal double crochet. So insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, and make your normal double crochet. And now make a double crochet in the next stitch. And so these were the chain twos. This was the top of the first stitch of the row. So we're going to make a double crochet in the next stitch. And then this was our previous front post double crochet. We're going to skip that and front post double crochet around the double crochet, the previous row's double crochet. And you're just going to repeat that all the way across the row, making a double crochet and then a front post double crochet. And then you will be ending with a front post double crochet at the very end. But now it gets much easier because you know that you are not going to be front post double crocheting around another front post double crochet. So super easy, and I will see you at the end. Alrighty, and so we are going to do a front post double crochet around the very last stitch. So all you're going to do is insert your hook, and it's kind of like it's coming from the back, but it'll still work out and it'll still give that tiny bit of a raised effect. And so that's how it's looking now. And so like I said, after every row of front post double crochets, we're going to do a row of normal single crochets. So I will see you at the end of that. I've finished my single crochet. This is what the back of the bookmark is looking like. I'm going to chain two to get ready for some more front post double crochets, turn my work. And so from here on out, it's a 4-row It's a 4-row repeat. We're going to do a normal double crochet, front post double crochet all the way across the row, single crochet, and then you're going to do a row of front post double crochet, then double crochet across the row, followed by another row of single crochet. And you're just going to keep repeating that over and over again. And so right now we are starting with a double crochet, and then I'll front post double crochet in my next stitch. And so don't forget that your chain 2 does not count as a stitch, and so this front post double crochet is your first one. As you're working your rows, you're never going to front post double crochet into another front post double crochet. And so that's what makes this project really mindless once you get the hang of it. And so I'm just going to keep repeating those rows until it's yay high, a good bookmark size, I don't know. But I will check in with you when I'm finished and we'll see how it looks. Alrighty, so I've done 3 of the 4-row repeat. I haven't done my last row of single crochet, but that's how it's looking so far. It just has a really lovely, beautiful texture to it. And so I think after I do my single crochets, I'm going to do the 4-row repeat 2 more times. So I'm going to double this length, and I think that'll be perfect. So I'm really excited. And here is the finished bookmark. I really love how this turned out. I want to finish the videos in this series by giving you some thoughts and opinions. So I'll be rating the stitches in 3 categories. The first is stitch simplicity. How easy is it? And this definitely looks way more complicated than it actually is, but you do also have to know how to do the front post double crochet, and you have to keep track of every other row of the front post double crochets. So I'll give it 3 stars. And then project potential, versatility. I love how this looks. It does give me more of a winter vibe. I think this would be great for sweaters, hats, mug cozies, maybe even laptop sleeves, but it does feel very just wintry and thick and heavy, and also maybe a little masculine. So for project potential, I'm going to give it another 3 stars. And then the last category is aesthetic appeal. How cute is it to me? I'll be honest, looking at it right now in the frame, I do think it looks really cute. It reminds me of like maybe dragon scales or something like that. Personally, it's just not my vibe. Technical difficulties, my camera cut out. I gave it again another 3 stars. So that was the rating. SPA, I'm going to lovingly and creatively refer to this as spa time. Spa time's over. My last little criteria is reuse or retire. I really enjoyed the stitch. I think it's cute, but I know me. I know I'm probably not going to use it again, and so I am going to retire this stitch. And next week we're moving on to letter B. So follow along if you're stitching the alphabet with me. Let me know how you guys liked our Alpine stitch bookmark, and I'll see you soon. But as always, happy crocheting and stay lucky. Bye.